Welcome back. Just don't mind my laughter. It happens randomly, I think. Well, I'm back. And you're probably wondering why I didn't do a Cards Against Humanity video. That's because I'm a learner. No, it's just I had no friends to do it with at the time that were actually doing it. So, it was awkward for me to do a video for it if I'm all by myself. I would obviously keep running if I'm by myself. But yeah, I'm joined back by this guy. I still have no idea what his name is, and I'm looking at his eyes again. Just creepy. Ah, and Darkstar. He was just sleeping down there until I woke up. Awkward for me. Yeah, I don't know what I'll record next after this. I was thinking of. I put the mention of the long name. You'll see it eventually. And I was playing Skyrim. I don't know if I record that either. I think I'll at least make more time for this video. Oh look, I got my recorder. Yeah, just in case. Turn down your volume. I'm just gonna play two things. Hopefully it won't be trouble. I only know how to play the first part of the Star Wars theme, and I always mess up on one note. So I'll just do it. That was the Star Wars theme, hopefully. I couldn't really hear because of headphones. They help me not echo anymore. And the other one is from The Lord of the Rings, called In Dreams. This will be the last one I do, just so you'll be safe. That beyond that, I'm not really good. Hopefully you could actually hear it. Like you can hear my voice, can't you? Um, just blacked out a little there. Don't worry. Well, I've been writing stuff, I guess. Like my creepypasta. It does have other creepypastas in it, by the way. You know what? I'll just read it. Just need to find it. Can you hear this? I don't know if you could hear that. There's a folder covering my face now. Yeah, I'll just leave it just in case. Let's see. No, it's not there. Heartburn, there. Well, I might as well read it to you guys. I don't know how long this video's going so far. Oh, just 4 minutes. Okay, let's start. I'll probably be distracted reading this. So, I still don't know if my screen is being covered. This still feels awkward because this is my right hand. My camera's just confused. Anyway, time for me to read. James was just an ordinary teenager who lived with his mother, father, and his younger sister Rose. His parents always treated him like a piece of trash, but the same couldn't be said for his sister, because he was caring and would never hurt anyone, is always there when he's in a dark place. For some strange reason, he was born with silver hair, red piercing eyes, and now at the age of 16, he was 6 feet tall, and a few strands of his hair had turned crimson red. James also had a fascination of creepypastas, reptiles, and swords. He even had a rapier, which is a type of sword, he had bought from a convention one time, and even though it wasn't real, it looked like an exact replica to a real one. But his ordinary life changed one day with the murder of his family right before his very eyes. Well, his parents were already murdered, but his sister gets murdered in front of him? I guess. He was walking home with his sister from school one day about the school fete that was coming up, and couldn't wait to go with their friends. But as they were arriving at the door, they didn't notice the dark figure standing in the window, watching them with a knife in hand. I hope you could hear me whisper. So, Rose, what do you think we're having for dinner? Don't laugh, I'm gonna try and do a girl voice. I don't know, but I hope it'll be something tasty. Ah, that probably looks stupid. It'll be awkward when I do a game when I have to do the same voice. Let me try again. Hello, my name's Toko. I guess. And why am I doing this? I'm supposed to be reading. I hope it will be something tasty as well. Well, I need to go to the bathroom now, as he walked past. After James had went to do his business, I don't know why I did this, it's just business. The first thing he noticed that there was no music coming from his sister's room, which is strange because he always turns her music on when. So he went to check there on her. But before, I meant anyway. But before he could knock on the door to her room, he saw a shadow move out of the corner of his eye, moving into the living room. So he decided to investigate. And what he found was something he did not want to find. In the living room, there was supposed to be two nice, clean, rug couches, but now in their place was two blood-stained couches, with a body of a man with no head, and the other one was a body of his mother, with both her arms cut off, and in the middle of the room was well, seeing as reading this, I just found a mistake. It said my sister, but it's supposed to be his sister, tied up to a wooden chair with a gag over her mouth. She also had a jar on her lap over the head of a man, which he realized was his father. But standing behind her was a man with a combat knife, don't ask me why I picked that, holding it up to her neck. James quickly tried to run to his sister to save her, but the man was quicker than him by bringing out a gun and shooting him right in the chest, causing him to stop in his tracks. James could hear a muffled scream before collapsing over and putting a hand on his ring to try and stop the bleeding. Bob was confused when the killer walked past him and hearing the door close in the distance. But then he knew what that meant, but it hoped it wasn't true, so he turned to his sister, and the shock that came with it by putting hand over his mouth with tears foaming in them. There, in front of him, was his sister sitting motionless, with a deep cut in her neck, with blood oozing out and down all over her clothes. So he looked up at the ceiling to get the image out of his mind. Except now he could start to see a light getting closer and closer. Okay, how long is my food calling going? Oh, 10 minutes. And I'm mostly talking about my story. Reading time, I guess the VOD code. I will not go towards the light just yet, he shouted. I'm gonna live to avenge my sister's death. And God, even if you exist, I know you won't help me. This, so I will go towards the dark. What was I running again? After James had said that, the light backed off and away, leaving him there. And after a bit, he blacked out, lying in his pool of blood. He woke up with a severe headache some time later, still in the pool of his own blood, except he wasn't in pain, but he wanted to see if there was blood on his hand, but was shocked to see his hand was no longer human, except his arms were covered in red scales with sharp claws. And this, yeah. He also looked down to see that happened to his legs as well, and basically everywhere else as well, except his head, which he could see himself in the reflection of the blood to see one minor change and two other changes. He had two small horns popping out the back of his head. His teeth were all sharp, pointed, like a canine's, and also his gum was stronger so the teeth couldn't pierce it. And lastly, his red eyes looked like that of a dragon. Well, he says this part to no one in particular. What happened to me? I'm saying to no one in particular. I just said that. And spots a piece of paper on the wall. What is that? James grabbed the paper off the wall carefully, not to rip it. The paper was a letter addressed to him. It was so messy, like the person couldn't write, and they wrote the letter in blood. That's not disturbing. To whomever the person was before he became a creepypasta. Why did I write that? Anyway, we are sorry for your loss, but we heard your call of getting revenge, so we killed you, so you could be stronger. We also did a bit of research and saw that you had a love of creepypasta, reptiles, and swords, so we made this a special transformation. That sword you had was a fake, so I placed it with a real one. But after you get revenge, I bring you to my home to introduce you to the rest of the family. And if you want, you can make a name for yourself. Well, I thought of a name that I gave him, so he didn't think of it himself, even though it says he did. Can't wait to get revenge, and he calls himself Heartburner. And now his name is changed in the story, so I'd have to say Heartburner from now on. Heartburner then started to look for his belongings to cover up his reptilian skin. So he put on black gloves, black tracksuits, a black shirt, a black hoodie so he could cover his face, and for a bit of style, he put on a black cape. Before walking out of the house, he looked back at his sister, saying that he was going to get revenge. And thanks to change, he could smell his scent. Could smell the scent of his attacker a few streets away, and another house with the scent of blood. James then left the house. This is awkward. Hope you don't mind. And if you do, why are you still here? Sorry, but anyway, then left the house and started to walk down the sidewalk. And while I was doing that, I, I can't click my fingers, but he clicked his fingers, setting his house ablaze, sending parts of his house onto the road, crashing into windscreens, causing people to crash. A police car quickly pulled up next to him after seeing him walk away from the scene. SCCME. Okay. The policeman jumped out of his car and pointed a gun at him, yelling at him to put his hands in the air before putting on his hand on his forehead and complained about a headache that his son received. Hardburner ignored him as he continued walking. That was until the policeman attempted to wound him by shooting him, but it wasn't effective as the bullet harmlessly bounced off him. This pissed off Hardburner, so he turned around and stabbed his rapier through his chest, with it sticking through to the other side with the officer's heart on the tip, which he set ablaze by clicking his fingers. Don't piss me off. I tried to do a deeper voice. Hardburner growled in his ear before flipping the officer's face off with his teeth. He threw the body back into the car and licked the blood off his blade, because he wanted it clean before he killed his mother. Out of the corner of his eyes, a bush shook a little, so when he sniffed the air, he smelled another human there who had the intent to kill him. But he didn't get to it because as Hardburner walked by the bush, he swiftly sliced the bush and continued to walk by. And behind him a man fell face forward onto the concrete with a deep cut on his throat, leaving him to die slowly on the sidewalk. As he was getting closer to his destination, a bystander walked past and suddenly have a headache. Hardburner knew why that happened, but he didn't want to see what happened back there. So he grabbed his sword and thrust it backwards, stabbing the bystander in the back, breaking their spine. And Hardburner clicked his fingers while walking away, setting the bystander's heart ablaze from the inside, making smoke float out of his mouth and nose, while he screamed in pain until he died. Hardburner also wanted to add a bit more damage to the body, so he set a tree next to the body ablaze, collapsing and flattening the body and popping the head clean off. Well, I'll just stop with this Hardburner. What? I was reading for that long? Wow. Sorry if you got bored. I do have another thing, but I'm not going to read all of it because I'm still working on it. I do have the prologue for it, which isn't that long. And then there's chapter 1, but... Okay, this story is about Five Nights at Freddy's, the animatronics from it as well. But in this story of mine, 5 night guards who got turned into animatronics come back for their revenge. Well, time to read. In an old forgotten storeroom beneath Freddy Fazbear's Pizzeria, there were 5 animatronics that were once night guards, who were killed and turned into lumbering pieces of metal. Usually when the Fazbear crew stuffs you into an empty suit filled with wires and crossbeams, you would die. But not these 5. They survived and kept their memory intact, still remember the gruesome pain of being stuffed into the suit. They didn't appreciate that, and now it's time for revenge. First there was Lance the Lizard, who had to work at Freddy's because his father had died and his mother was too old to take care of the children, leaving him to make money to keep him, his mother and sister from living on the streets. Lance was killed on his second night of working there by Foxy the Pirate, who jumped into the security room from the West Side Horror and bit down on the back of his neck. Lance thought he would die when he blacked out. What? Okay. Man's foot. What was it? But he found himself waking up in the storeroom in the body of an animatronic lizard. He stood on two clawed feet. He had a golden underbelly and green scaled skin, a tail that only reached his heels, probably the same height as Foxy, and had deep red eyes. In his right clawed hand he was holding something that turned out to be a lance. The metal hilt that he holds is 3 foot long, and the blade was 4 foot long as well, with a pointed tip. And he also had a blue cape with a golden outline. And he also had a shield he called Nightfall. Not as night, like nightfall. The second night guard to die was Russell. Who Russell, who did this for work experience because every other place he tried already had someone else working there. He got killed on his first night working there by Bonnie the bunny, who grabbed the back of his head and forced it into the chute, crushing his skull. He was greeted by Lance in the old storeroom when he woke up and was explained that it was killed. Rasul was an animatronic rat that was the same height as Lance. Rasul had dark grey ears, with his left one looking dark grey pointed ears. Sorry, I'm doing this again. Is with the left one looking like someone took a bite out of it. He had a small snout with buck teeth sticking out of his upper jaw, had green jewel eyes, and a pink fin tail that was lying on the floor. He was wearing a belt which held 2 daggers with silver curved blades. I'm only reading the prologue, and this is basically your description. Let's see. Next there was Crystal, who had worked there because she wanted to save up enough money so she can go on the trip with her friends. But sadly it didn't happen because she was killed by Chica on the third night, which distracted her by placing a fresh warm pizza by the door. And when she saw Crystal, she grabbed her and forced her into the chute while having a pizza slice lodged down her throat. She also woke up in the storm deck and got freaked out by Lance and Russell, who was waiting there for her, and that she was an animatronic eagle. But they eventually calmed her down and explained that they were also once night guards who killed as well. Crystal had a sharp yellow beak, a bold head with aqua eyes, brown feathers covering her whole body. She had metal brown feathers hanging from her arms, and even though she didn't have skinny metal legs, she had yellow clawed feet and can fight a little bit off the ground. If she flaps her wings really hard and fast, she can send her metal feathers flying, which can stick into anything and through anything as well. Well, anything, as Russell found out because he now had a hole in his left ear, along with the bite. I'll just say, if you didn't. The second and last one who was killed was Shadow, who was a father who had to pay a form because his wife had died and they took his only daughter away, so he had to get money to get her back. And before he worked at Freddy's, he was an excellent engineer. He was killed on the fifth night by Freddy himself because he ran out of power. And before he was stuffed into a chute, he managed to pull out one of Freddy's eyes from its socket. Before his left eye was crushed getting stuffed into the chute. When he woke up, he saw Lance, Roselle, and Crystal standing a few feet away from him, and said they were night guards as well before he tried to kill them for something they haven't done. He was different from the others because he didn't have any legs. because he was actually a snake animatronic with arms. He had one brown eye, while the other one was covered by an eye patch. He had blue diamond pattern from the top of his head to the tip of his tail, with black scales covering the rest. He had a cowboy hat and a microphone the same as Freddy's, which he engineered a bit to actually suit the top of it like a gun. And his teeth are razor sharp, which can puncture anything that's stronger than his teeth, and anything that weaker than that he eats to gain energy. Faith was the last one to get killed. She was a nice, she actually was a nice and caring teacher who had to take this part-time job because she didn't have enough money to pay the bills, look after her children, and actually wanted to reset what happened to the four night guards before her. She actually survived to the sixth night of the job because she was quick and outsmarted the animatronics, until she met Golden Freddy. He knocked her out by suddenly appearing in the room and scaring the living daylights out of her, and when she was stuffed into the suit, she didn't feel any pain. When she met Lance, Russell, Crystal, and Shadow, instead of freaking out, she gave them a friendly greeting that they returned and asked why she didn't freak out. She said that she knew that they were the four night guards before her because she was also like them. And even though she usually doesn't get violent, she promised that she would get revenge on Golden Freddy because she wouldn't be able to look after her children again. Oh yeah, anyway, Faith was stuffed into an animatronic resembling the mythical beast, the Phoenix. She had beautiful orange, red, and yellow feathers covering her body, with blue tail feathers and golden crest feathers. She had golden eyes, and her two ringed arms actually make her fly for a short amount of time. And the one thing that scared the others a bit is that she is able to use her beak like a flamethrower. Yeah, that was the prologue. I will tell you the title of chapter 1, which is Bonnie versus Russell. Russell, whatever. Yeah, maybe I should make this be a reading time, I guess, because that's what I mostly did. Why did I do that? Anyway, wow, half an hour of reading time, I guess. And then end it off, I guess. I'm just gonna face. Then this is awful. I'm just gonna face Dark Star. Dark Star here. I'm just gonna finish this off with the first part of the sound thing. Well, I messed it up. And see you next time. Which won't be Cards Against Humanity anyway. See ya.